What's up, you guys? It's Matt here. Welcome back to another video. We're going to be doing a review in this one, breaking down Vegas Inu token. This is something that I saw come across my desk. Also, another YouTuber is apparently like partnered with it or has some sort of affiliation with it in a way. And it's interesting to see that you have different connections here. And this is nowhere near a promotional video. I'm doing a review. I'm going to be breaking down what I see as the pros, what I see as the cons, and it's not necessarily just to like bash in any way on the con side or make it, pump on the pro side. It's more about understanding how you can benefit from it, what could be fixed, what the devs can do in order to improve upon the situation, or questions that you need to ask during AMAs before you just see the chart and how the chart's moving, So make sure you guys hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell for more of these videos. Also, make sure you check out any of the links that are down below, as well as my credit card YouTube channel that will be in the cards. I will leave all of the links to Vegas token down below. Vegas Inu token. I will leave it all those links down below if you want to check that out for yourself and give it a little bit of research. Maybe you have a more thorough method than I have. So feel free to check out those links. But again, this is very beneficial for the crypto project. I feel like when you have a review and you have an unbiased review, it really brings out maybe some more questions that some investors may have. And as you have those questions, it clears up a lot of things for people and, doesn't make it, in the dark, right? If you have anything that's hidden behind the scenes, that's where people start asking those questions. And it's like, why aren't you really calling that out? So I want to make sure I call out everything, absolutely everything that's in here. Not really to scare anybody in any way. It's just to give somebody some information that we can clear up in the future and make sure we press that could be cleared, right? So with that being said, let's start with the website for Vegas Inu. So Vegas Inu token, here's the website. It looks pretty nice. They have their Telegram, they have their Twitter account, which we will go into. But if you scroll down here, you'll be able to get Vegas Inu token. And they have this little blurb, right, with the contract address down there. So welcome to the heart of crypto revolution, of the crypto revolution. Sorry. Explore the future of meme coins with Vegas Inu. Hold the key to the ultimate crypto experience. Join us on a journey where innovation meets exhilaration, community, and AI. Get ready to play, hold, and win big with Vegas Inu. The next era of meme coin starts here. Don't miss out. Strong marketing, 7%/3% liquidity, reflections, 2% holders. So just adding that up there, right? 7%, 3%, 2%. You have about a 12% tax on this project. I feel like that might be a little high on the project. And not that much needs to go to marketing, honestly. And maybe that could be restructured at times, but you never really know exactly how that's all going to work into it, because they're adding to liquidity, they're giving you reflections, but we also want to see that not majority of that tax that you're paying is going just back to the team. We would like a portion of it to go to the people, but then a portion of it to go to the team. But 7% may seem a little bit high, in my opinion, right? So I would imagine they have somewhere around a 12% tax. But let's go into the chart. We can go into Dex Tools where they do have the chart. And currently you have 5 zeros, 1438. It's you see the chart and it looks like it has, seen some where it's decreased quite a bit, right? So it increased. Why is this chart being weird? I never really liked Dex Tools, but you could see that it did rise pretty high. You saw it jump all the way up to a level of what, 4 zeros, 5 zeros. It still is at 5 zeros and hovered at the high of 5 zeros 2 3, and then it did end up decreasing down here. You can see it went down to about 5 zeros or 6 zeros and a 9 before increasing back up to 5 zeros 1 4. So it has had some fluctuation, has had some movement, some buys, some sells, all of that stuff. You can go through here and see all the different buys and sells that are happening. And a lot that's happening on this day. So it's not just non-existent buys and sells. So that's fantastic to see some volume that's going through. If you look at the volume, you can see 10,000 $350 worth of volume in the past 24 hours. That's not really a lot, but it is just getting started, right? When you understand that a project is getting started, it has to make its way into there. It's not even listed on CoinMarketCap yet. It's not on CoinGecko. So it really doesn't have that like reviewal stage of it that I like to get, that kind of all-in-one encompassing like information that you really need. So it's still early stages for this, and I'm sure they're really applying to get on CoinGecko. They're applying to get on CoinMarketCap, but they can't go through that detail with people because CoinMarketCap and CoinGecko don't like that. They don't like when you communicate on whether something is going to get pushed or listed or not, basically, on there. So you just get listed when you get listed after you apply for it. Now, the liquidity they do have is $140,000 in liquidity, which is great compared to the market cap of 1.42 million. So again, it's still in the beginning stages of this, and you have, almost you have 14%, a little bit more than I guess, or sorry, a little bit less than that in liquidity. And there's more that's being added to it as you have the 3%, liquidity add. But again, this has a total supply of 1 trillion coins. And we'll get into that when we go into the contract. But it has 997.5 billion, which is about 1 trillion coins. And the current market cap, I guess, doesn't really populate because you don't have an understanding of exactly what the circulating supply is. If we look at the DEX score, the DEX score is 92, which is fantastic. The contract is verified. Honeypot, no, that's good. The buy and sell tax 12%, that's kind of like mid, right? You don't want to have a crazy high percentage sell tax. And I believe even Token Sniffer has changed their sell tax requirement. Instead of you having like a 10%, less than 10% sell tax, it's like less than 5. Anything that's less than 5 is considered good. Anything that's more than 5 is not really considered great when it comes to Token Sniffer. And again, we'll get into Token Sniffer as well later on. But here, again, 92 in the DEX score, that means that it has at least some sort of verification and also some sort of positivity to that. Again, I'm not really very kind to higher than 10%. I like a 10% sell tax or less. That's in my opinion. And at least some of that going to burns. But I'm sure that things can be changed there because things can be fully can be adjusted a little bit right now because it is the beginning stages. But let's look over at the contract. So the contract, there are, again, there's 1 trillion coins. So million, billion, trillion, 1 trillion coins. You have 436 holders with about 4,329 transfers in it. You could see, again, they have a lot of activity that's actually going through in the day, within the hour, within the minute. So that's good to see volume that is fluctuating through it. But you do see the holders, though. That's the one thing that I always like to look at, the holders. And I believe I contacted them and talked to them about the 70% because I want to know what they plan on doing with this. Typically, when you see a high wallet, you always get, afraid of exactly what's going to happen with that. But you got to have an explanation. And I think the explanation really comes from what they told me was that this is going to be split up into different areas, right? A certain amount that's going to be burned, a certain amount that's going to be, that's added to liquidity, a certain amount that's going here. So they're going to be addressing that. And I'm actually going to be doing a follow-up video to address this concern and see what they are doing. My suggestion was if you are looking to do that, make sure you have specific contract addresses that are going to basically say you are using it for this and you can only use it for that. A contract address, having all of them kind of, pushed out or separated out into different areas to where they can only do what that contract address says they're supposed to do. That's always a good thing. So that's what I kind of recommended to them. And they said, yeah, that makes sense, but we got to, figure out what we're doing there and how much is being allocated to what. So Again, I always like to show everybody everything. I don't want to hide absolutely anything within my reviews. So I want to make sure that people know when something, may seem a little bit off, but they addressed it. He openly said, look, we're in the beginning stages. We're looking to kind of put that in different places. But we have to make sure that we do it the right way. You know what I mean? So that's always a good thing there. If we look at their Twitter account, they currently have about 900 followers on Twitter, following 130 people, including me, because we did go back and forth in messages to talk about the different things that I've found to get some explanations on it. And let's see how many likes they get. They get I guess a decent amount of likes, 13 likes, 39 likes, 33 likes. So they have a decent amount of activity, and that's good to see that it's not fake activity, because then fake activity leads to, being a fake coin. So, or fake token. So that's good to see. They also are partnered with, or have some sort of affiliation with December DeMarco, who is on YouTube, and he's talked about this in a couple of videos, mentioning, that it is a good project. I think he said something about 100x. I mean, there's always a chance. I don't like to just say that about anything, because 100x is a significant amount of money that people can gain, right? If you have $1,000, you add 2 zeros, that's $100,000. So there's always a chance, but you never really know. So he's on YouTube, and he talks about, Shiba Inu, different cryptocurrency and stuff like that, which you can go and follow him if you want to. Again, he made a couple of videos about Vegas Inu. So this video here, and I guess this video here, where he has a new partnership with them. So again, that's fantastic to see the connection to YouTube in a way, and also to see that tokens are taking it seriously and going to different people that actually have had a positive following in the past. So that's a good thing that I've seen over time. So the one thing that I really wanted to get into in this video, and that we all need to address and we all need to see, is always around what is the Sniff Score. I think the Sniff Score has kind of changed. When we looked at in the past, there were a couple of things that they have had that were different, especially related to the taxes. The taxes were around 10%. If you had anything less than 10%, you were good. If you had anything more than 10%, it was bad, right? It wasn't a good situation. And now they have changed it, I believe, to less than 5%. If you have less than 5%, then it's considered good. If you have more than 5%, it's considered bad. Either way, I think they still would have gotten like a bad score in that area, because they have 12% of a tax. And I think Token Sniffer was just protecting themselves against a lot of ones that are taking out a ton for their own financial gain, the project's own financial gain, rather than, seeing the success for the investors and seeing the growth for the overall project. Because if you're investing back into the business or back into the project, you want to make sure that money is going back into the project to fund different things, and also understand or define what it's being used for. Does that make sense? So with that being said, the Token Sniffer score, if we go into VIT, is 5 out of 100. Now, understand this. There have been plenty of projects that have been 100 out of 100 and have failed. And I mean failed as in didn't really have the funds to continue, and all of that, and the investors didn't make any type of money. So it doesn't 100% mean something, especially when you're early stages. But this is something, as you are a project, as you are a dev, that you can learn from what the Sniff Score can really do for you, right? It tells you all of the things that you may not know, or some things that you may know, and it seems like that's where you want to go. Because even Elmo, right? Elmo has a 10% tax, 10% sell tax, and it doesn't look good, but it looks good on the buy side because they have a 0% tax on the buy side. So For this, with the 12% and then the 11%, technically it's 11.9. With the 12% and the 11%, you're seeing, way over the buy and sell fee. They want it less than 5%. So it's understandable why you wouldn't get it. The good thing about this area is the swap analysis tells you that it's not a honeypot. It is sellable. So that's fantastic to see. The contract is verified, but the source does not contain a fee monitor. The source code contains a function which can modify the transaction fee. So they can modify things right now because they don't know exactly where it will stand. If they leave the contract as is and they can't change anything, like if they decided to completely give up, ownership or renounce ownership, and also not be able to monitor the fee, then they can't change it ever. So if you ever thought the 12% is too high, they can't go back and do anything with it. So once they figure out what that fee should be, what the overall tax should be, they can go about finding what that is, then finally renouncing the contract when you need to, right? When it's necessary, I guess. So, and it fully makes sense. Then you have the holder analysis, right? The owner wallet that contains less than 5%, you do see 70% that's sitting in that wallet. And that's where we explained exactly that's going to be pushed out to other places, contract addresses, hopefully, to where it has only a specific purpose. And I don't know how to do that, but I'm sure they can look that up. And there's different devs that are probably talented to be able to do that. All other holders hold less than 5%. You have seen that as you go through the holders here. Everything else holds less than 5%. And you even look at PancakeSwap, and that's at 4.9%. Everything else is really less than 1%, honestly. Then you go into liquidity analysis, and you have adequate current liquidity at 311 BNB on PancakeSwap. You also, I guess, with the initial liquidity, sometimes you don't set up initial liquidity, and that's seen as not good. So you had initial liquidity that was not set up, but they did add the liquidity there. And you could see that 95% of liquidity is either burned or locked. You only have 75 or 7.99% that has been burned. 91.79% in pin lock until November 7th. So you have 11 days and 3 hours. So that's where I believe you will have a second lock, and you will see liquidity that is going to be locked that's there. The ownership wallet contains less than 5% liquidity. So there's a lot to take in here. All right. When I look at this entire situation, when I look at everything, also, if you want to go into Telegram, I mean, the Telegrams here, they have 600 subscribers right now in Telegram. So definitely go ahead and check that out if you guys are interested or want to ask them questions. That's always a great place to do so. I'm sure they're very active in doing that. And you can ask all the questions you want. But look, let me break this down really, really clear, right? There are pros and cons to every single project. The pros can be that it has so much potential to grow. And the pros could be all the different people there. The pros could be that you have a verified contract, or you have a certain amount of liquidity, or whatever, right? But then you can also have cons within it that I feel like you can learn from, and you can ask some of these questions to get clarification from the projects themselves. So when you go into the Telegram, you say, hey, can you explain exactly or where do you think the 70% is going? Or can you explain to me what the overall purpose of the coin will be? You'll be able to get these explanations that you really want. But the point of this video is to give you a review to kind of highlight the things that are out there, kind of an all-encompassing type of thing where you see pros, cons mixed together, and we can address both of them. What makes the cons more of a pro, and what makes the pro even a better pro, right? So let me know what you think about this position down in the comment section below. Again, if you want to check out all of the links for Vegas Inu, this is a complete review, right? And I try to make sure everything is completely unbiased. We are going to do a follow-up video on this to see what has happened, and I'm going to stay in touch with them and see what they have done with the wallets, and with the overall position, with the roadmap, and maybe even the taxes and stuff. Because once you get that to a solid level, then they can renounce the project. Then they can get a better token sniffer score just based on setting themselves up in the right area, right? So this overall review was great to be able to see. Like, the whole entire thing is really eye-opening for me and taught me a couple of things as I was doing a lot of my research process. So let me know what you think about it. Guys, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell for more of these videos. Also, make sure you check out some of the links that are down below. It does help out the channel. All of the Vegas Inu links if you guys want to check out and research yourself. But this is the review, unbiased review. Hopefully you enjoyed it. And I will catch you guys in the next video. See ya.